Here's what's happening in other news for Friday, September 9th, 2011. Ion is brought to you by Marky Post of Night Court fame. Thanks for throwing us $1, Marky. Welcome to In Other News. I'm Iyaz Akhtar.
I'm Tony Wang.
And I'm Liz Romero.
And this is the show where we discover the uncovered stories in tech and sometimes a bit of science. And you might notice that everything looks weird. Why are we in the living room set? Because there's a crime scene at the TNT set. You can see, we were discussing this earlier. There was some radioactive ooze. We covered it up with plastic because, you know, that's how it works. And so we're over here and slightly displaced. But we have some new graphics from Joshua Dill. They're animated at times, not over here, but you saw in the intro. And that's what we're doing. So this is a very alpha show. So things might not go well, might not go well at all. There's also some soundproofing going on. So what that means is it's going to be very loud. So there's going to be periods where we just stop talking and just go.
That's a good example.
And that's how you know it's an alpha show when you have a Leo walk in. So let's actually talk about stories that were just buried by other tech stories this week. This is one of my favorites. The HP touchpad is almost ready to get Android. Now there's currently 2 projects going on. It's CyanogenMod and TouchDroid. But CyanogenMod's got a lot of things working that TouchDroid doesn't right now. Cyanogen has graphics acceleration working. They have the touch screen working that can recognize up to 10 points, so you can touch and pinch and zoom and all kinds of things. Accelerometer is working, but the big downside right now is that the Wi-Fi is still not working yet. And in the video, Jeff, can we play the video? In the video, you can see all the cool stuff working on the HP. There we go. Let's watch this. And CyanogenMod's got a very odd holder for the touchpad. It's a creepy little girl.
That's what Leo wanted for the avatar stuff.
Now you can see in the graphics, it's actually loading the graphics work, and I'm excited about this. Right now, again, the Wi-Fi doesn't work. They do get internet access on this via USB. I'm psyched about this. Plus, it's dual booting with WebOS. So if you didn't want to ruin your touchpad experience, which I know is a hard thing to do, you don't have to. Is anybody else excited about getting a $99 touchpad when it comes to that second run in a couple of weeks to run Android? $99.
I've given up on the touchpad because I know you got the email saying that you're getting yours soon.
Oh.
And they'll let you know when it comes.
Well, I will get another notification.
Right.
It's ready.
I haven't gotten the first notification yet, so I've given up.
Oh. See, I don't own a tablet, so.
You do, kind of.
I do.
What? Well, the e-reader.
Oh, no, we already decided that those are 2 separate things. Remember the whole women do this, men do that?
That's right. When I found out I was a woman. But so you don't want a $99 Android tablet or WebOS device, or because you're rocking this laptop? Can we get a shot of Liz's laptop?
Oh yeah, no, look at this. This
thing is about
a mammoth.
It weighs about
Bring it up
20.
Higher.
Can we get this?
Throw it.
Oh,
definitely watch the video of this. If you're listening to the audio only, look up right now.
There's no audio only.
No, I mean if they're looking down when they're watching it on YouTube, they should be like, whoa.
Look at that. That is awesome.
That's about the size. It's about the thickness of a Nokia phone.
Yeah.
Right there. That is.
No, I mean look at
We'll
that.
talk about that later. Wait. No spoilers. No spoilers.
You know, I'm psyched about this. CyanogenMod working. This is going to be ready for download relatively soon. So I want to get this. So
but before you do,
what's that?
Do be careful with the Wi-Fi issue because
I would have to have Wi-Fi.
You have to have Wi-Fi.
I can't be this plug-in through UPS. I am a wireless girl.
But you could run WebOS to get to the browser right now. That's just right now. That means that.
But I'm lazy.
A while ago, they didn't even have the touchscreen working. A while ago, now they have that working. So
that's like a week ago.
I know, it's only been like 2 weeks of development.
With the times, man.
So Wi-Fi is going to work, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I know it's going to be great.
Okay.
Here, put me down. Yes, someone. I don't know.
Put you down?
Yeah, I don't know.
Put you down for what?
I'll get a touchpad. Yeah, you convinced me. Don't you see the enthusiasm over my face?
Okay, yes. Well, speaking of touching, gaze upon the new...
Worst transition ever. Okay, what's going on?
Okay, the new 3DS Circle Pad attachment. Now, this story leaked out almost 2 weeks ago that Nintendo is thinking about adding an attachment to their the 3DS. And, we have pictures surfacing on the joystick, and it looks like it is coming true. But before you guys freak out, as far as I can tell from what I've read, that this is only for Monster Hunter right now. The new Monster Hunter Tri-G, which is coming out in, I think, Japan only right now. So,
But that is
don't worry about it.
that is
because
absolutely
you won't get
hideous,
it.
though.
It's and I doubt it's gonna work with any other games.
Now, how big
It's
is a
just-
3DS? Like compared to
I was looking at my 3DS at home, and when you get your 3DS, it comes with a charging dock station, and that thing is about the same size as the dock station. So
do you want to carry that dock station around? It looks like it's adding like another third. Look at this thing. Like this, if you want to say an add-on,
It's like my laptop.
it's
Okay.
just such a bad design.
yeah, it's well. That's why I think it's only going to work for Monster Hunter. I mean, right now it's for Monster Hunter only. But if you think about it, okay, so you got hobo battery life, so you're always plugged in. Well, I mean, I'm always plugged in when I'm playing Balloon Fight. And so you'll be home. You're not going to be like portable. So you'll just be sitting at home on your couch, plugged into your plug, playing Monster
So
Hunter.
it's more like a console instead of just being something that's
Yeah, I mean, it's going to double the thickness of your.
Does it add an
3DS.
extra battery or anything?
I don't
is
think
there anything
so.
of
I
benefit
don't-
other than the fact you have this massive?
It would be great if it does, though. If it's got built-in battery.
Like
but
the
I don't-
old Game Boy, we had this extra battery
Oh,
pack,
it was
and then
awesome.
remember the big
So
magnifying lens you
big.
used to get on those
Yeah.
things, and then
I
the
have that.
light.
I have the
Yeah.
light. That's
Oh, good times, people.
the light
Good
is also a
times.
screen protector when you close it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this thing, nobody's gonna buy this.
Okay.
No, that's right. I'm saying here, nobody, not a single human being.
Well, it's probably going to be limited edition. You're probably not going to be able to get it.
When
if
it
you
comes
want
out in
to.
red, people will buy it. Or if they put Mario
How about
Kart on it.
blue?
Actually,
Kart.
if you were waiting for, this is a little off tangent, but if you're waiting for your 3DS in red, it's actually out right now, so you can order that for
Yeah, and
$169.99.
don't forget to go through the Tony Wang store because you get to kick
yes,
every single
yes,
time,
the Tony Wang store.
which is
Yeah.
available at
Yeah.
TonyWangstore.com. Which I
That's
don't know
where
if it's a
I'm
real site, so don't check it out.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't check it
Oh,
out.
Aw.
Speaking of ordering things online,
Haha.
another.
See, the secret of the transition is don't draw attention
pause.
to it.
Okay,
just,
don't-
just go with it.
Just go with it, man.
So Valve and Blizzard wants to change the way They want to change the way online gaming for console works. So what they want to do is they think the whole gaming industry should have one platform holder. I'm sorry. They should have one single platform service for all the gaming.
So instead of having like
Consoles.
an Xbox Live and PSN or whatever else,
Right, they
Nintendo's friend system, whatever that is, I keep forgetting what that is.
Yeah.
You would be able to access one unified place. Now, why would anybody at Microsoft or Sony go ahead with that? Like,
They won't. So I don't know, because I mean these guys are on PC, so PC is one big family. But
well, do they want like their
All I care is
system?
about StarCraft. That's all I care.
What about StarCraft?
All I care is about StarCraft. It's okay when it comes to
All
Blizzard.
that's it.
That's all I care about.
In the world.
In life in
That's the
general.
whole thing. That explains again the laptop.
Yes, exactly. It's still on here. I have everything. Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of hostility between all these gaming systems too. I mean, there's the Xbox player and the PS3 players and the PC gamers, and they don't really get along already. So I don't see.
But that's exactly why there should be a cross-platform solution, so they can really, really argue it out right there. The PS3 fans can play against the Xbox people live right there. Some Xbox already works with Windows, so why not add a third thing where people are just really irritated? So you have the people that use WASD all the time versus the console gamers of the PS3. I could see some really good ads about this because people they always want to be, my system's the best. The PlayStation version is fantastic, so I can always win. And then you're like, yeah, right.
Well, I guess we'll have to make a prediction about this, and I will say that I guess if this is gonna work, it'll start off with the Xbox, just because that's got Windows.
Because they're not
compatible.
afraid.
Right. and then-
Microsoft is unafraid.
That's true. And the last person to get into
Like Chuck
this
Norris.
will be Nintendo. 'Cause
No, I think
they're so
Really?
ignorant at the moment.
No, that's why Microsoft and Nintendo should pair up because Nintendo needs a lot of help, and
But they're two different camps, though. They're not even.
But then you could play Connect versus Wii.
They don't speak the same language.
Yeah.
Do they? Really? You communicate with them? Something? A little? No? Maybe? Okay.
No.
So it's time for our sponsor break. Now we just saw this in the chat room, and apparently this show Ion does not get enough advertisements. That's why this show is brought to you by Ion. Ion is a show called In Other News. It looks a lot like this. Occasionally it's in the living room set. Sometimes it's back over there, and that show tells you about stories that you might not hear about during the week because there are other giant tech stories that are taking over because there's always some kind of scandal.
Just like Godzilla.
Definitely check out In Other News. And if you would like to watch In Other News, keep watching because it's continuing right
Or
now.
on YouTube.
On
Yeah.
YouTube, available at
YouTube.
youtube.com/twit. When it gets an RSS feed, I will be surprised. So, now we go to the segment that doesn't have a name, which we are calling the Tony Wang Memorial Block because he hates the fact that we have a block.
That makes sense now. Okay.
Now it makes sense. Well, you're not dead. It's just...
No, I was wondering what it was. Okay.
Okay, so now this is more information about the HP sale of its PC business. Now it turns out, according to a source that was speaking to CNET, that Hewlett-Packard was already talking to LG and Samsung about selling its PC business last year. So even though we saw HP come out with these just absolutely horrible messages a couple weeks ago trying to explain what they were trying to do with their PC business, apparently they've been thinking about this for a year. So they should have had a much better press release. Apparently the HP was going to these two competitors because they were doing things other than PCs at the time. So now LG makes some PCs. People don't really use them, but Samsung is actually really making some ground into there. And so theoretically the PCs would help the other businesses. So is anyone surprised that HP would try to sell their PC business last year? I mean, they're still the leader. I mean, does anyone have an HP PC?
No.
Well, look at me. What do you think? Do you think I wouldn't? I still have like an... Oh, I have to see... Oh, yeah. Well, how did you know it's covered? Oh,
I have a Dell.
No, but no, I still have an HP, like, computer. Yeah, Russell, our IT guy, came over to my house to put in more Wi-Fi, and he just kind of laughed when he saw it. I was so sad.
Is it a desktop?
Yes.
You have a desktop?
I do.
What's a desktop?
It's like,
what is that?
It's like a PC that's really like, so think fatter and doesn't have a screen.
So you want to make it really big and not portable.
Yeah.
And you can only use it at your desk.
It's luggable, right? You can move it around.
But then you got to bring your monitors. You got
it's like old school. Remember LAN parties? It's like that. You used to bring a backpack of a PC and a monitor, CRT.
Okay, so another story we have is 28% of American adults use mobile and social location-based services. That doesn't seem accurate. I don't know anybody who uses those things.
28% is pretty low, though. I mean, already. I use it to be mayor of the TNT set, so I don't know.
There's some... Okay, I knew that. I totally knew that.
So that's about a little bit over 1 in 4. So do you use... Tony, do you use the mobile location things?
Only Vegas.
I use the social. I use it to mark landmarks. If I'm SFO, I'll do it. If I'm at McDonald's, I'm not gonna.
You don't want people to know you're at McDonald's. That's why. You're so ashamed of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the 28% is actually only people who... That 20% is people who use it to get directions, recommendations for places they're going to go. And then 9% is actually people who do the location posts, where you're going on... Google Plus and Twitter, where you post something and it automatically updates it. So it keeps getting lower and lower and lower as you go through this article. So,
I mean,
yeah.
I've used that thing. Like when you're at an airport and you're like, what place is going to sell you the worst coffee? Because it's like 3 a.m. and you don't know what's there. And you can go, oh, look, there's a tip on Foursquare. You don't go to this one. Or there's a second Starbucks around the corner. Go over there.
But that could be the bitter person who was just like, yeah, you broke up with me, girl. I'm putting a bad thing on there so no one will come and get your coffee.
I mean, you don't have to use the location part of the service. You can always just... do what Iyaz does. Just look at recommendations. I mean, that's what I do on Yelp. I mean, they add a check-in. I'm like, I'm not going to check in. Why am I checking in? I'm already posting pictures.
You're supposed to be tracked everywhere you go. You are aware of that.
They already do that on my phone. I have location services turned on. They
you have GPS so we can track you like live?
Sure.
Was it Glimpse? I think actually Glimpse is another service.
Yeah, Glimpse. Yeah, we used it to track Robert Scoble when he was coming up to the cottage last year. That was great.
So you don't use it. I use it. You kind of use it.
Kind of.
I use all the location things. Well, also I have like a little war going on in Foursquare with Lisa, our CEO.
Yeah, I think if you're having a game like that.
Yeah, so on Foursquare, like
So
I'm checking
war?
every single place because, well, she's ridiculous. She's like above 300 on her score.
But she's checking in at her house. That doesn't count.
No.
She's checking in right
she
now.
checks in.
She's checking in
What
right
is
now.
what is your score right now?
She just checked in twice.
200?
It's only 200.
I'm at like 25.
Yeah, she was at 400 when she was in like freaking LA. How about them apples?
So
Yeah,
I'm at 0.
I think what you need to do...
Yeah, you only check in when in Vegas. When you go to Vegas.
So see that...
I only do drive-bys for the dump. I take pride in being the mayor of the Novato dump.
What did she just say?
They almost...
That's the notable quote of the episode.
Yeah, notable quote for the editors if you don't
Drive-bys,
actually post this, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Yeah, so actually, that sounds like that makes it. As long as you find a super competitive person, these things seem like a lot of fun.
Yeah, if I didn't have anybody, if I wasn't competing with this one, then I'd be like,
Alternatively, you could also break up one location. Like, this is the Twit Brick House, but we've made the TNT set its own thing. So I'll never be mayor of the Brick House, but I will be mayor of that. So you can become mayor of your desk.
I'm 7 days
check in
away
every
from becoming
single time.
mayor of this place, actually.
7
Don't let
days?
her know that.
Well, now, we know Eileen watches this no matter what, so she's going to know.
Just make sure you lock your doors when you leave your house.
That's the creepy thing about that. Like, it's like, oh, I'm not at home, so it's like, come on over.
Yeah,
It's also why on Foursquare I don't all the friends requests. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
I don't know who you are. We haven't met in real life. I'm not gonna just
No,
give you
Foursquare is
access.
creepy. That's how I get a lot of people that request me on Foursquare. It's like there's very limited people that I wouldn't really do that. Sorry.
It's like, we like you, but not like that.
Yeah. Okay. And so on to a news story. E-Link promises
E-Ink.
thinner E-Ink. Why can I not do that? I did that with L Lighton.
People do with my name all the time. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm Iyaz, according to so many universities back when I was a kid.
So another story. E-Ink promises thinner, lighter, high resolution, and color E paper displays. So E-Ink, the company, showed off a new color display at
IFA Berlin, yeah.
called the Triton. It uses the same ink display with a color filter that shows up to 4,096 colors. So
Jeff, could you jump ahead to like 11 minutes?
11
in? It's a
11
long
minutes.
video over at on YouTube, and it's an interesting idea. So you have a Kindle right there.
I have a Kindle. So this is actually, the Kindle was their most successful, to date, was their most successful thing. So I am in love with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of why I want to see what's going to happen with the e-ink, because I have not gone a tablet because it's been so long. I might as well wait for the one that I really want. It's either this or the Amazon.
See, the thing
they're talking
about E-Ink, the company, a lot of people don't realize that they make more than just the black and white displays. And this is actually, like you were saying, this is a black and white display that has a color filter over it. So there's actually that black and white thing under there.
Mm-hmm.
And with the filter, you can see the 4,096 colors. I think this would be amazing for comic books.
Oh,
Because,
yeah.
I've seen it on tablets, and it's all very bright, and they want to zoom in and do silly sound effects and things. But that's the way you should be looking at comic books, I think. It seems like, it's a really neat display. But the thing is, E-Ink also mentioned that they have partners. They didn't mention who they are.
No,
they said
they
that this is coming
didn't.
out. This is called the Triton display. I really want this thing. Do you think this is a big thing for comic books, or is people gonna do magazines again on E-Ink?
I'm already reading my magazines on my iPad right now, so I don't think it's gonna do as well as Kindle, because I think the thing with Kindle is that the long battery life, and you're using it to read a book.
But it's still
they was actually saying it's going to allow 2-month battery life.
same as the normal charging. So that's the thing, because it's not using a backlight, because it's using a color filter. It's basically doing the same thing as a Kindle. So the idea is, I think you probably just turn off the color filter when you don't need it. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, when you see a lot of, I thought for textbooks this would be a great thing, because I did some science classes back in the day, and you black and white.
No, you didn't.
I believe that.
Get out the door.
I know. If you want to look at cell bio on a Kindle is awful, but on a colorful one it'd be really neat. I'm psyched about this.
Where are they based? Do you know?
E-Ink?
Yeah.
In a
Chat room,
building.
does anyone know?
I'm pretty sure they're located in a building.
Okay. Because I mean,
I
what
thought it was a
country?
cave.
Because I'm looking.
a cave.
See, a lot of people think that.
What
That's
country is the
E-Link.
cave in?
Argentina.
Because I'm looking at this article from 2009. Fujitsu actually already had a color ebook reader already.
Oh yeah, they've tried this.
So-
We've seen a couple of these things, but every time they show the demos, it's like there's the Kindle, right? So let me borrow this, and it's attached to something gigantic, like the size of this chair.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh yeah, it works. It's great as long as you have if you're docked somewhere. But
Mm-hmm.
but what E-Ink was showing off was a portable device that you could actually use, and they showed off some stuff live. So it was a pretty small looking device.
I have my light.
Is there a price point?
No,
There was
because
no price
there's no
point.
price point, or we don't know what the partners are. We don't. They said this year though. Apparently these things are coming out. Considering Amazon's got to refresh that Kindle sometime,
Yeah.
why not for
Well,
the
no-
holidays?
You know
Just got
what
this. Why are
Amazon.
you
But it
making me
still
sad?
works.
You know what they should do?
I'll borrow it.
Amazon should sell their own tablet. That would be awesome.
If
Would
only.
that? Oh.
Yeah.
What if they sold a tablet and a new color e-ink device?
And drop the price on the original
Right,
Kindle.
to the $99.
Yeah.
$99 at Al
It'll happen. The $99 Kindle is coming.
So close.
Everyone knows. $114, how long is that going to last?
Forever.
On to the Minority Report, where we talk about future technologies. That's not what you think.
Long
I know what you're
pause.
talking about.
Well, speaking of future technology, Samsung. I'm sorry. A concept designer, Hyun Yu, a Korean designer, came up with this concept based on Samsung's flexible and foldable AMOLED display. The foldable display concept was published by Samsung a few months back. According to Samsung, the display could be folded up to 100,000 times before there's a 6% decrease in brightness that can be noticed at the seam. So
Yeah, but why? Why would you want a foldable display?
it's
not a
really,
rollable display. It's like, so you can have like a regular book, right? You could close it up. Like a DS wouldn't have a hinge necessarily. There would just be one long screen.
It's for all the women out there who have their phone not in their pockets because the pockets are too small and they put it in the purse and then the display won't get scratched. That's my theory.
It's also a cultural thing. If you go to Asia, they're more private and public. So they like to have their devices closing on itself,
But
protecting
can
this.
you just put a lid on something? Why do you need a foldable display?
It would be smaller
Put a
if
lid.
it's.
Like my old Palm Pilot had a lid. You know, it would open like this.
That's because there were no
Are we
dual screen
discussing how
technology.
we're doing shadow puppets?
Well, yeah, we need lighting for that. We need to get Brent on that.
I didn't even do it wrong.
Can we get this as the thumbnail today?
Well, I'm very excited. I mean,
Why are
you've
you
seen-
excited about this?
Have you seen what is that show? Is this a canceled?
You gotta give me more than
The
that.
one show.
The show with
It's
the
show with people.
Yes, the sci-fi show with people in it.
Does it
no,
have trees in it? At
no,
some
the
point?
one that's based on.
Eureka?
No, Battlestar Galactica.
That's the one you forgot.
No, the one that's based on that. And it was on for a season and got canceled or two.
Chat
seasons.
room. The season. It's a spinoff.
Caprica, yes.
Thank you.
I remember seeing in the
Ica
first
pants.
couple episodes they had the foldable display that looks like a newspaper, and you just kind of.
I think a rollable display is really the way to go. But I mean, you got to fold it up to 100,000 times, and when you notice that one time where it's no longer bright, you're gonna start.
But if you think about it, like how often we change our devices, by the time we reach 100,000 times, it would be 2 years. You would be buying a new.
Unless you're absent-minded like I am, and you'll just keep opening and closing it.
Well, it's something I wanted to, how sturdy is that going to be? You remember the sidekicks and certain stuff? It's like after a certain amount of time, it's all of a sudden going off on
Well,
angles, and then this is...
100,000 times.
You're a ridiculous
I don't-
optimist. Optimist. How dare you be an optimist on the show? It's too
Normally, you're
early
the
for that.
opposite.
Before we move on, I just want to say.
I just want to say, I quit.
I just, yeah.
This is a message. No,
Shenanigans.
I'm not. No. This is a message for Samsung. I was very excited at CES in 2009, where you guys showed the transparent display.
You want to make it appeal directly to Samsung?
Yeah,
Can we
this
get a
is
one
for
shot?
Samsung
Can we get a?
directly.
There we go.
Thank you. So Samsung, you showed the transparent OLED display, which was awesome. Touchscreen, by the way, and all the news said that it's going to come out this summer. It's been almost 2 years. Where's my transparent display?
What would you want it for? This transparent display thing. I saw this at CES last year too.
Yeah.
And the idea is, I think it's great for snooping parents and stuff. So you'd be like, oh, "What are you looking at there, kid?" And you can see right through the display. But what else is the point of that? So when you're walking down the street with your phone, you can just see the microprocessor in the back.
No. So you don't trip over things.
But everything's got a touch screen anyway, right? So you're going to have everything behind it. So you're going to see the integrated circuits instead.
No. It's got so the all the internal is on the bottom.
Oh, I see.
The display has nothing behind it.
Okay.
And they had this music player that was priced around the same price as the iPod Touch.
Well, we covered a weird story a while ago on this other show I do. And they had transparent battery technology. So if you put all of that together, you could have the transparent battery behind the transparent display. You know, you could really get some interesting stuff going.
Do they have transparent processors yet, or is that?
No,
No,
not
not
yet.
yet.
On to the communications. We have an email. You can
Yay.
email us at iontwit@gmail.com. That's iontwit@gmail.com. Or you can leave us a voicemail like nobody did this week.
So sad.
For
I
shame.
cried.
Yeah, it was really, really a downer.
You were a great
but
counselor.
Our phone number, though, is 321-22-OTHER. That's right, we got a cool number, 321-22-OTHER. That's 321-226-8437. And we have an email, a communication from Mike in Michigan. I like the show. I think the cast really works. Liz reminds me of Tigger.
Yes.
Tony would be Eeyore. And I'm not sure about Iyaz. Maybe Christopher Robin. I think I'll stick to the I'm not sure part. So thank you, Mike, for that email. That was one of the most positive emails we got. We got some negative ones, but I am not playing those. I'm not going to be reading those.
Yeah, I don't have a tail, so.
You don't?
It's detachable. They do different things.
I don't have
Well,
it
you
right
seem
now.
to have a microphone cable. It's similar.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to move here.
Okay, and on to the little guys. So the fantastic thing about this, which I pointed out, little, L-I-T beginning, Liz, Iyaz, Tony, huh?
I thought that was a typo.
This used to
It's not
be-
a typo.
we
Okay.
called it-
Brilliant.
We called it the footnotes a while ago. These are the tiniest stories in tech. The little guys.
Don't forget about the little guys. They get
And-
little man syndrome, man. You can't do that. They don't endorse it. Just don't do
It was
it.
a giant story called the Napoleon.
Yes.
Go for it.
Burn. Okay,
Liz.
so Nokia wants you, yes, you, this is very Uncle Sam, you, to create their next iconic ringtone if you have what it takes. It's kind of a bring on thing. So, yes, I'm one of those fortunate souls where actually this is my first phone, Nokia, and I cringed at that ringtone, which we did have a soundbite on, but
Can we get this?
I don't know if it.
We can't hear it back. That's the thing.
Oh, we could just put it on the VIP blaster and on
No,
audio.
I mean, we don't have our earphones.
Oh,
We
right.
could just make it.
I don't know if it played. Did it? Oh, it's playing. Did it? Yeah, that thing. They want you to make a new one, and it's $10,000 reward. They called it reward.
So if you do it, you will get one of those. And you got to put that Nokia phone in our museum back there. I mean, we have Palm Pilots and visors and things.
I know this one, the antenna, the top part. I don't know if I chewed it off or it was a cat. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Both?
It
No.
could have been
Oh,
both.
both. I'm thinking both.
Wait, actually, did it have an antenna? Did that one have an antenna?
Looks
I
like it
know
had
some
a
of them.
extendable
Yeah,
one.
it had extendable.
Oh, that was probably it, eh?
Yeah, it probably broke.
Yeah. You like that crack screen? Got lots of love.
Now, if you've ever wanted to run Android on Android, you can soon. VMware and Samsung are teaming up for Horizon Mobile that allows Android phones to run another instance of Android in a VM. But the concept, though, here's the actual usage of this. So you have like a work version of VM, and you have a personal one. So you can just swap out anytime you want.
Exciting.
Oh. Marvell debuts. Marvell debuts first single chip LTE world modem for smartphones, tablets, and more.
And the and more. I like the and more.
So, Iyaz, you had a question about this story,
I
about my
did.
comments.
Yes. Why don't you continue?
So I like to spin this. I think this is sort of the first step to a first step
sighing.
for mobile computing
Sigh.
in terms of sort of making the hardware, right? So what Marvell is doing is they're making hardware that will work on all the devices, right? This is going to work for your well, they're going to put this in your Windows phone, your Android, and your iPhone. And I know they're actually working on other things. So this is sort of the first thing that they're working on because they're
Are they working on things and other things that they don't know about the things of
yeah.
things?
So they actually acquired a software company. I think Kimura is the company, and that's actually a software company, and they're developing software so it's easier for developers to make software for all three platforms. I talked to them at a GDGT party.
You're just making up stuff now, aren't you?
Yeah, and I know they're also I don't know if you're familiar with Marvell, but they're
I am.
also they're a chipset company and they make controllers. So they'll be making controllers not only for modem, but there'll be other processors. So imagine you get a third-party hardware, and you get to choose what you want to run on it.
Isn't it like a PC?
Exactly.
So that already exists. So they're going to do something that already exists.
Well, but this is going to be for your mobile device, so for your phone and for your tablets. So imagine because
But you can do that right now with an HTC phone.
I know, but
With
not
Windows Phone 7 and you
not-
put Android on
not easily though. I mean, think about what you're doing with or what you want to do with a touchpad. You want to run another OS on there.
it. Yeah.
So imagine
Imagine
Have-
nobody supporting that. Nobody's going to.
Okay, then.
I'm hopeful.
Tony the optimist.
Alrighty, optimistic. I like it. Okay, so another little guy who kind of got denied was that Google now lets you export Google Voice data. This is actually through Google Takeout, and I actually use Google Voice for work, so I'm happy about them actually having this be an option available. All those beautiful voicemails I get from people that I don't really want to listen to at first, I can export it and then I can delete it and not have it crowding there. So
It's always nice that you can actually take your data with you. If for some reason, like if the service stinks after a while, like forget it. I'm going to go somewhere else. You have that.
It was also scary to see all the different photos and everything because I had it actually export last night, everything from Google Plus, and I was looking at all the different photos and everything like that. I was like, I completely forgot about that stuff because it just gets buried in Google Plus. You don't remember about that stuff.
Well, and there's still no search on Google Plus, so why would you ever find it again?
Exactly. Yes.
After the site that houses the Linux kernel was hacked, Linus Torvalds decided to publish the RC of Linux 3.1 at GitHub. So if you're wondering, oh, they've switched places, no. It's just a temporary shift until kernel.org is back up. If you take a look at kernel.org, at least as of last night, it just says maintenance, site is down. So,
oh,
there you go.
That's fun.
According to Swedish Post and Telecom Agency, 99.6% of Sweden's population has access to 3G wireless broadband. Sweden's aiming for 100 megabit per second or higher for the 90% of the fixed line connection, and their deadline is 2020. I hope this happens sooner in the U.S.
What, 99?
I mean,
we're never going to get that kind of thing.
Well, not for our fixed lines, but for our wireless. I mean, we got the fake 4Gs right now. I mean, it's so sad. And my Comcast was down yesterday for 6 hours.
I know, because all of a sudden you were on the dock and it was like, Tony.
Yeah, I had to tether my my T-Mobile phone so I could get online, and it was so slow. It was like 1 megabit per second.
Well, if our wireless speeds were 1 megabit a second, you'd be like jumping for joy. But they're not. And that pretty much wraps up today's episode.
Yeah.
It's exciting. In our new set, which next week we'll be at the round table. Followed by we're all gonna huddle at the TD station where Jeff, who's taking care of us. Thank you, Jeff.
He's right there. He's not.
We can see you.
We can
back
see you
there.
right here in the wide angle.
He is the man. So thanks for watching this episode, and now we're just gonna continue reading other stories, which I put somewhere secretly at sheet 6.
Yeah, where is? Oh, sheet 6.
And communications.
Sure.
You can stop recording, Jeff. Thank you.
This is awkward.
We still don't have an ending.
Oh, it's so sad.
It would be less awkward if we had Jeff in our ear.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
this
my
thing
foot's
I'm like,
asleep. I don't mind this. I can see why they wanted tally lights on this though, because it's like where's my shot?
Oh, I'm always looking at my singles. So.
you don't want to look at us, communicate.
Well, you guys are right here.
Right, and we have an audience. So, yeah, you can thank Joshua Dill for the logo. It animates, it does some cool things. Hey, Jeff, can we play the animation again of the intro?
The plastic is for a crime scene. Dexter status. Leo got too excited about going there to see it filmed.
Yeah, that red isn't light on the wall. That's blood spatter. That's what happened to Alex, if you wondered. We need a theme song, guys. Yeah, so we made several different colors in the animations. It's going to add some sound effects, alpha channels, all kinds of stuff. The cat has nothing to do with it.
Brown.
Wait, what cat?
Chad's cat.
That's Chad's cat.
I like that one best,
Where?
the copper one.
Copper.
Gaffer?
Got a green.
The green one's nice.
The
Although the
green
red one,
Green is a little more all about Android.
I know, and this one reminds me of MacBreak, but the red one, I like the red one too. Red one, like this one.
Ooh.
Like a red blood cell.
He called it Iron Man. I was like, yeah, the red and yellow, it's perfect. I love it. What are we showing?
There.
Something.
Thank you.
Yay.